Yeah.
The troubles of my heart are enlarged, oh bring thou me out of my distress. Grasped by the white light in the prayer. What is this 3 in the morning? A monkey trainer went to his monkeys and told them his regard. Heaven, he said, this comes from heaven, not from man. When heaven gave this man life, it willed he should stand out from others, send him into man life. Monkeys and told them.
Meanwhile, all I have to say will be expressed in terms of ancient tradition. I will be working with the sacred tradition of the ancient sages, though what I say may be objectively a condemnation of the prince's conduct, it will not be I who say it, but tradition itself. In this way, I will be perfectly honest, and yet not give offense. Thus, I will be an instrument of tradition. Do you think I have the right approach? Certainly not, said Confucius. You have too many different plans of action, when you have not even got to know the prince and observed his character. Best you might get away with it and save your skin, but you will not change anything whatever. He might perhaps superficially conform to your words, but there will be no real change of heart. Yen Huai then said, well, that is the best I have to offer. Will you, master, tell me what you suggest? You must fast, said Confucius. Do you know what I mean by fasting? It is not easy.
Meanwhile, all I have to say.
But easy ways do not come from God. Oh, said Yen Huai, I am used to fasting. At home we were poor. We went for months without wine or meat. That is fasting, is it not? Well, you can call it observing a fast if you like, said Confucius, but it is not the fasting of the heart. Tell me, said Yen Huai, what is fasting of the heart? Confucius replied, the goal of fasting is inner unity. This means hearing, but not with the ear, hearing, but not with the understanding, hearing with the spirit, with your whole being. The hearing that is only in the ears is one thing, the hearing of the understanding is another. But the hearing of the spirit is not limited to any one faculty, to the ear or to the mind. Hence it demands the emptiness of all the faculties, and when the faculties are empty, then the whole being listens. There is then a direct grasp of what is right there before you that can never be heard with the ear or understood with the mind. Fasting of the heart empties the faculties.
Come from God.
Fasting of the heart empties the faculties, frees you from limitation and from preoccupation. Fasting of the heart begets unity and freedom. I see, said Yen Huai. What was standing in my way was my own self-awareness. If I can begin this fasting of the heart, self-awareness will vanish. Then I will be free from limitation and preoccupation. Is that what you mean? Yes, said Confucius. That's it. If you can do this, you will be able to go among men in the world without upsetting them. You will not enter into conflict with their ideal image of themselves. If they will listen, sing them a song. If not, keep silent. Do not try to break down their door. Don't try new medicines on them. Just be there among them, because there is nothing else for you to be but one of them. Then you may have success. It is easy to stand still and leave no trace, but it is hard to walk without touching the ground. If you follow
Tasting of the heart.
It is easy to stand still and leave no trace, but it is hard to walk without touching the ground. If you follow human methods, you can get away with deception. In the way of Tao, no deception is possible. You know that one can fly with wings. You have not yet learned about flying without wings. You are familiar with the wisdom of those who know, but you have not yet learned the wisdom of those who know not. Look at this window. It is nothing but a hole in the wall, but because of it the whole room is full of light. So when the faculties are empty, the heart is full of light. Being full of light, it becomes an influence by which others are secretly transformed. Three friends. There were three friends discussing life. One said, "Can men live together and know nothing of it? Work together and produce nothing? Can they fly around in space and forget to exist? World without end." The three friends looked at each other and burst out laughing. They had no explanation. Thus they were better friends than before. Then one friend died. Confucius sent a disciple to help the other two chant his obsequies. The disciple found that one friend had composed a song, while the other played a lute. They sang, "Hey, Sang-Hu, where'd you go? Hey, Sang-Hu, where'd you go? You have gone where you really were. And we are here, damn it, we are here." Then the disciple of Confucius burst in on them and exclaimed, "May I inquire where you found us in the rubrics for obsequies, this frivolous caroling in the presence of the departed?" The two friends looked at each other and laughed. "Poor fellow," they said, "he doesn't know the new liturgy." Lao Tzu's wake, Lao Tan lay dead. Chin Che attended the wake. He let out 3 yells and went home. One of the disciples said, "Were you not the master's friend?" "Certainly," he replied. "Is it then sufficient for you to mourn no better than you have just done?" "In the beginning," said Chin Che, "I thought he was the greatest of men, no longer. When I came to mourn, I found old men lamenting him as the son, young men sobbing as though for their mother. How did he bind them to himself so tight? If not by words he should never have said, and tears he should never have wept. He weakened his true being. He laid on load upon load of emotion, increased the enormous reckoning. He forgot the gift God had entrusted to him. This the ancients called punishment for neglecting the true self. The master came at his right time into the world. When his time was up, he left it again." The master came at his right time into the world. When his time was up, he left it again. He who awaits his time, who submits when his work is done, in his life there is no room for sorrow or for rejoicing. Here is how the ancients said all this in 4 words. God cuts the thread. We have seen a fire of sticks burn out. The fire now burns in some other place where, who knows, these brands are burnt out. Confucius and the Madman. When Confucius was visiting the state of Chu, along came Kye Yu, the madman of Chu, and sang outside the master's door, "Oh, Phoenix, Phoenix, where's your virtue gone? It cannot reach the future or bring the past again." Master came at his right time into the world. When his time was up, he left it again. He who Oh, Phoenix, Phoenix, where's your virtue gone? You cannot reach the future or bring the past again. When the world makes sense, the wise have work to do. They can only hide when the world's askew. Today, if you can stay alive, lucky are you. Try to survive. Joy is feather light, but who can carry it? Sorrow falls like a landslide, who can parry it? Never, never teach virtue more. You walk in danger, beware, beware. Even ferns can cut your feet. When I walk crazy, I walk right. But am I a man to imitate? The tree on the mountain height is its own enemy. The grease that feeds the light devours itself. Never, never teach virtue more. You walk in danger. Beware, beware. Even ferns can cut your feet. When I walk crazy, I walk right. But am I a man to imitate? The tree on the mountain height is its own enemy. The grease that feeds the light devours itself. The cinnamon tree is edible, so it is cut down. The lacquer tree is profitable. They maim it. Every man knows how useful it is to be useful. No one seems to know how useful it is to be useless. The true man. What is it meant by a true man? The true men of old were not afraid when they stood alone in their views. No great exploits, no plans. If they failed, no sorrow. Never. No self-congratulation in success. They scaled cliffs never dizzy, plunged in water never wet, walked through fire and were not burnt. Thus their knowledge reached all the way to Tao. The true men of old slept without dreams, woke without worries, their food was plain. They breathed deep. True men breathe from the heels, others breathe with the gullets half strangled in dispute. They heave up arguments like vomit. Where the fountain of passion lie deep, the heavenly springs are soon dry. The true men of old knew no lust for life, no dread of death. Their entrance was without gladness, their exit yonder, without resistance. Easy come, easy go. They did not forget where from, nor ask where to, nor drive grimly forward, fighting the way through life. No. They took life as it came gladly, took death as it came without care, and went away yonder, yonder. They had no mind to fight Tao. They did not try by their own contriving to help Tao along. These are the ones we call true men. Minds free, thoughts gone, brows clear, faces serene. Were they cool? Only cool as autumn. Were they hot? No hotter than spring. All that came out of them came quiet, like the four seasons. Metamorphosis. Four men got in discussion. Each one said, "Who knows how to have the void for his head, to have life as his backbone and death for his tail?" Metamorphosis. Four men got in a discussion. Each one said, "Who knows how to have the void for his head, to have life as his backbone and death for his tail? He shall be my friend." At this they all looked at one another, saw they agreed, burst out laughing and became friends. Then one of them fell ill and another went to see him. "Great is the Maker," said the sick one, "who has made me as I am. I am so doubled up, my guts are over my head, upon my navel I rest my cheek, my shoulders stand out beyond my neck, my crown is an ulcer, surveying the sky, my body is chaos, but my mind is in order." He dragged himself to the well, saw his reflection, and declared, "What a mess he has made of me." His friend asked, "Are you discouraged?" "Not at all. Why should I be? If he takes me apart and makes a rooster of my left shoulder, I shall announce the dawn. If he makes a crossbow of my right shoulder, I shall procure a roast duck. If my buttocks turn into wheels, and if my spirit is a horse, I will hitch myself up and ride around in my own wagon. There is a time for putting together and another time for taking apart. He who understands this course of events takes each new state in its proper time with neither sorrow nor joy. The ancients said, the hanged man cannot cut himself down, but in due time nature is stronger than all his ropes and bonds. It was always so. Where is there a reason to be discouraged? Man is born in Tao, fishes are born in water. Man is born in Tao, if fishes be born in water. Seek the deep shadow of pond and pool, all the needs are satisfied. If man born in Tao sinks into the deep shadow of non-action to forget aggression and concern, he lacks nothing. His life is secure. Morale. All the fish needs is to get lost in water. All man needs is to get lost in Tao. Two kings in no form. The South Sea Kings was act on your hunch. The North Sea King was act in a flash. The king of the place between them was no form. And South Sea King and North Sea King used to go together off into the land of no form. He treated them well.
Man is
So they consulted together, they thought up a good turn, a pleasant surprise for no form in token of appreciation. Men, they said, have 7 openings for seeing, hearing, eating, breathing, and so on, but no form has no openings. Let's make him a few holes. So after that they put holes in no form, one a day for 7 days, and when they finished the 7th opening, their friend lay dead. Lao Tan said, to organize is to destroy. Cracking the safe. for security against robbers who snatch purses, rifle luggage, and crack safes. One must fasten all property with ropes, lock it up with locks, bolt it with bolts. This for property owners is elementary good sense. But one strong thief comes along, he picks up the whole lot, puts it on his back and goes on his way with only one fear, that ropes, locks, and bolts may give way.
So they consulted.
Thus what the world calls good business is only a way to gather up the loot, pack it, make it secure, in one convenient load for the more enterprising thieves. Who is there among those called smart, who does not spend his time amassing loot for a bigger robber than himself? In the land of Key, from village to village, you could hear cocks crowing, dogs barking, fishermen cast their nets, plowmen plowed the wide fields, everything was neatly marked out by boundary lines. For 500 square miles there were temples for ancestors, altars for field gods and corn spirits. Every canton, county, and district was run according to the laws and statutes, until one morning the Attorney General Tien Keng Tu did away with the king and took over the whole estate. Was he content to steal the land? No.
Thus what the
Was he content to steal the land? No. He also took over the laws and statutes at the same time, and all the lawyers with them, not to mention the police. They all formed part of the same package. Of course, people called King Tu a robber, but they left him alone to live as happy as the patriarchs. No small state would say a word against him. No large state would make a move in his direction. So for 12 generations, the state of Key belonged to his family. No one interfered with his inalienable rights. The invention of weights and measures makes robbery easier. Signing contracts, setting seals makes robbery more sure. Teaching love and duty provides a fitting language with which to prove that robbery is really for the general good. A poor man must swing for stealing a belt buckle, but if a rich man steals a whole state, he is acclaimed the statesman of the year.
was he content?
Hence, if you want to hear the very best speeches on love, duty, justice, etc., listen to statesmen. But when the creek dries up, nothing grows in the valley. When the mound is leveled, the hollow next to it is filled. And when the statesmen and lawyers and preachers of duty disappear, there are no more robberies either, and the world is at peace. Moral: the more you pile up ethical principles, duties and obligations to bring everyone in line, the more you gather loot for a thief like Cain. By ethical argument and moral principle, the greatest crimes are eventually shown to have been necessary, and in fact a signal benefit to mankind. Leaving things alone. I know about letting the world alone, not interfering. I do not know about running things, letting things alone so that men will not blow their nature out of shape. Not interfering so that men will not be changed into something they are not.
If you want to hear